Thanks for tuning in to another edition of Inside Leatherneck Athletics. I'm Amy Koeller, and this week I'm joined by the assistant coach of the women's soccer team, Mariana Sanchez. First, I'd like to thank you for joining us today, Mariana. And to start things off, you guys had a losing record in the end, but you played with a lot of heart. How do you think the overall season went?
I think the overall season went quite honestly good. It's not always, sports is not always about winning. Overall, yes, that's what you want, but it's winning within you and within your teammates. We had a tough season, a tough record, but that didn't mean that during the games, through our practices, traveling, we always had our head held high. After a game, we were able to keep it together and just know that we have strength on this team and we have potential. So I'm very proud with the overall way that our season went.
And I understand that your specialty is kind of with the goalies. Can you tell me a little bit about Victoria Capel and how she got to rank third in the Summit League?
Well, first of all, congratulations for her. She definitely deserves it. Victoria and Elizabeth Schulte, my two goalkeepers, are both freshmen. And it's obviously one of those positions that is the most demanding mentally and physically. It's very demanding. Me, myself, I was a goalkeeper as well. But Victoria, she did a terrific job stepping up as a freshman, stepping up into a program such as Western Illinois. We have had a terrific record over the last years. One of the biggest strengths that Victoria has is after every practice or game, she says, "Coach, I'm open for criticism. What did I do wrong?" And it was tough to always come up with something negative because she just gives her heart out there, and she improved so much.
And being a freshman, you have a long time to work with her. So are you excited?
Oh yes, absolutely, absolutely. It's very exciting to, see. It's kind of like you want to rewind that tape when she becomes a senior and be like, you started from here and now you're right in here. Yeah. So she has a bright future ahead of her if she continues in working hard. And same as Elizabeth Schulte. From day one to now, she's a different athlete, player, and goalkeeper too.
And as for the seniors, what do you plan to do to take up their spots on defense?
Well, that's always the one question, every senior class, you're like, oh my goodness, how are we going to fill in these positions now? But we do have some very good defenders that are still growing up, Trisha Quinn, she's a freshman. She did terrific this year. We have other, players who are stepping up into juniors now that they've seen what it takes to fill in these shoes. So I'm not worried to filling any position regarding our back line.
It said that you guys have a dangerous player on defense, and it's Kristin Becker.
That's right.
Can you tell me a little bit about her?
Kristin Becker, we like to call her Flipper on our team, and the reason why is because she does this great flipping throw on the sidelines, and it really is a secret weapon because a lot of the times, if we don't get any corner kicks and we're trying to get those corners, every throw-in that we get with her is just like a corner. She can throw it right inside the 18, and it can become very dangerous, especially for the goalkeeper, and especially if it's really windy. It's just phenomenal to have that talent, and she has it. So luckily, we have her on our team, and she will continue to be our secret weapon.
It seems like she's not your only secret weapon, though. Tell me about this penguin.
Oh, Strength of Penguin. Strength of Penguin is our biggest secret weapon. And it all started with Seamus, our head coach's son. He's been battling cancer for the last 3 years, and his biggest strength is these penguins. He has a big passion for penguins, and particularly these two penguins that go with him to every surgery he's had. So at one practice, one of our current players, Jenica Myers, she brought this big penguin to practice and gave it to coach so he could give it to Seamus, and he actually just said, you know what, keep this penguin, keep it at practice, travel, at the sidelines, in any game in honor of my son. I want you guys to see it. So we did, we put it at practice, we put it on the bus, we brought it into Subway, we brought it everywhere, and it was always that reminder to turn around and to look at things into a different perspective, and he's a big strength for this team.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. It's been kind of a rough season without Tony Gwynn. How is it like filling in his shoes?
Well, that was tough. It was definitely a spot that I was honored to be able to fill in, but at the same time a lot of pressure too. I had the privilege to play for Coach Gwynn when he was up in Minnesota, and then working with him last year gave me a lot of new potential to bring for this team. But it's not easy, you know, it wasn't easy. He's such a magnificent coach that I have high respect for. But not because he wasn't here physically didn't mean that he wasn't with me. For anybody that knows Coach Gwynn, he loves to talk, and especially when it's about soccer. So every day before practice, during the games, he's always calling and asking, like, how's everybody's health and how's this player doing? Hey, you might want to switch into this. And so he was there, you know, and I was just a messenger in a way. But it was hard, yet I am honored that I had the chance to do it.
And for next year, what do you guys plan to do to improve the record?
Well, obviously we want to focus on the winning season again and the pride that we have carried into this program over the last years. I think that this season really made us realize all the potential that we have, yet we didn't use, unfortunately. But we want that. Now we're more, if we were competitive before, now we're even more competitive, and we have reasons to be competitive. So our motivation will definitely increase, but it all starts from now. That season's over, we need to start practicing hard in the off season, in the weight room, anywhere else, classrooms too, you know, like they need to focus because we want to be in conference next year for sure.
And it seems like Strength the Penguin has a lot to do with the motivation. Do you think he'll be on the team next year?
Oh yes, oh yes. Strength the Penguin will become, I think, a legend here at Western Illinois for as long as we're in here. He's just that image, that reminder that there's someone out there who's watching our games, who's, you know, carrying us with his strength. In this way, being Seamus, you know, he watches all the games online in the hospital, and it's just been wonderful to have that image.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and I'd like to say best wishes to Seamus and his family as he fights his cancer. And thank you for joining us in Inside Leatherneck Athletics. I'm Amy Koeller, and be sure to tune in next week.